Hello and welcome to Brooks Guitar Lessons. I'm Bill Brooks. This playlist is going to start the beginner chords section. So that's going to be the A major. Skip the B. We're going to do the C major, D major, E major, F major, and then the G major as well. I need more fingers. Then we'll look at some minor chords and some seventh chords all in the first position. So let's get started. Today we're going to take a look at the D major chord. Here's how it sounds. And here's how you play it. We're going to take our first finger and we're going to place it on the second fret of the third string from the top. That's the G string. We're going to take our second finger, same fret as the second fret of the E string on the bottom, and then your third finger will go on the third fret of the B string. So when you're playing these chords, make sure that you're putting your finger behind the fret and not on the fret. So we're not doing this. We're putting the finger directly behind the fret, okay? So your next finger should go down as close as possible. Now it is more difficult. The more fingers you put on, the more difficult it is to get directly behind the fret. So get as close as possible as you possibly can, and then you can play your chord like that. So ideally your thumb should be as far away from the other strings as possible. It's hard to squeeze something without your thumb behind it. So your thumb should be right behind the fretboard. And we're going to strum the 4 strings on the bottom. And it'll sound just like that. Okay, let's take a look at the D major tab notation. So at the top line, at the lowercase e, we have a number 2. That means you put your finger down on the second fret. That has nothing to do with your second finger. Your B line, that's the B string, has a 3 on it. That means you put a finger down on the third fret, which this time happens to be your third finger. And the G line has a 2 on that, which means you play it on the second fret. The D line is open, which has a 0, and the A is not played. That's why there's an X there, and the capital E, lowest E, is an X there, which means that's not played either. Keep in mind, because you are a beginner, I'm assuming you're a beginner because you're watching this video, if you touch any other strings, it will sound like this. You don't want that to happen, so make sure that you touch only the strings you want to touch, so it sounds like music, so it sounds like a chord. And then practice lifting your fingers off and placing back down. Lift them off, put them back down, and strum. And you want to strum slowly, so you make sure that they all sound individually. Keep in mind that since you're a beginner, that your fingers are going to hurt at first when you start playing, because your fingers are made of flesh and your strings are made of metal, and metal on flesh, the metal is going to win. So you can probably only do this for like 15 minutes at a time at first, but the stronger that your calluses become, the longer that you can play. Just play a little bit at a time. Also, you want to arch your fingers. You know, make sure that you want to make a C big enough to hold a tennis ball or a baseball. So you take that C and you put it around the fretboard to make your A, to make your D. Make sure your thumb is behind the fretboard. Shouldn't be able to see your thumb come over the top. Also, leave a link in the comments. Show me how you're doing. Feel free to show me your progress. Click like and share these videos with your friends who want to know more. I believe in you. You can do it if you keep practicing. Until next time, guitar class is dismissed.